Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It's me, Tasha C again. It's one of your first time seeing me. Thank you. Subscribe, like, share, But I know I'm about 2 weeks late, but and it really was that much going on in these last two episodes of Creatures of World LA. But I want to finish this off, and if you also is your first time watching me, these is probably one of the few episodes that I actually don't curse in, videos that I make. So, just let y'all know it's usually some profanity. But we're going to end this on this note. I just had a few things I want to say. It really wasn't that much. It was really was focused on Minister Dietrichs and his wife now Dominique and what was going on with their issue. What was it? Clarence, irrelevant, whatever, did not appear back for this last two episodes, and like we didn't care because every time he was on there, it seemed like his family and him were forced, and it just really wasn't like, okay, you left, we don't care. Next. Um, where we go down the line? Of course, Bishop. No, I hope I got his name right. Um, he and of course Loretta. I mean Loretta. Um, of course, he realized he's getting sick and he needs her back in his life. He separates himself afterwards. He go to the therapist. And, he goes to see JJ's restaurant to see Loretta. Coincidence is there. And they decide to go ahead, talk. And JJ just had this look on her face all the whole time they showed her. Like, she was just ready to bite Loretta's ankles, okay? Just go ham on her ankles. Because she just wanted to let her know, I'm really the first lady. And he wants, like I said, he was having, all this, he's doing all this traveling to kind of like on purpose to get away, you know, and just keep working, working, working himself. And we all know he has commitment issues. And the thing is, here he wants to run it back in his life, and it's kind of like, you see them later on in the last episode or whatever, they back together, or they back to whatever it was, and maybe they made agreement, maybe go back to, talking back to Lisa Ray. But the thing is, it's like, we don't know. They're back to whatever makes them feel comfortable, which we don't understand, and whatever the case is. So good luck to them. That's pretty much what it was. Hopefully his health is okay, and hopefully JJ, doesn't sit here and bite Loretta's ankles off because that's what it looked like. Pastor Jay, and his wife Christine. I hope I said the right thing, Pastor. Because like I said, it's been a minute, y'all. I just had a few words. Like I said, y'all see my love of hip hop and watch the videos. Y'all gonna get a lot of these. If I'm like behind and I still gonna do the episode, y'all gonna get like I said, a bundle review. So, like I said, this really ain't gonna be too long. But also too, if y'all want to watch the pod and listen to the podcast that I did, I'm so happy what I did with Jay Mayo from Up to Discussion. So it's down below. I also have my testimony video. If you didn't get a chance to watch that I'm so glad that that's very personal and a very important video for me, y'all. So if y'all get a chance, go look at that. Y'all, you got hours to spare and also hours to watch with the testimony video and an hour to listen. I know this is the middle of the thing, but I forgot to mention that. Also check out the podcast that I did about, when infatuation turns obsession. That was so much fun. The first time doing a podcast or anything, along the lines, and I had fun doing it. And when he invites me, again, I'll go ahead and do it. And like I said, y'all, if y'all are a YouTuber that's watching this, if maybe I might put an announcement, maybe like Google Plus or something like that. If y'all can give me your information, I'll try to, shout out. I was going to make a YouTube video, like type of shout out video. So back to the thing. So we got Jay and his wife Christine. There's not too much anything going on, but he does in surprising a date. He never danced, and we all know that he has his hair to perfection. I never really mentioned, but it is kind of like you got to slick back right. So, I'm kind of wondering if he never danced it. I wondered that if, that their wedding ceremony they had one had to do with like, some skating or something, just something like that. But in the end, they seem to be good standing. He does surprise in his first time dancing, whatever. I don't know a few times that he does dance, but he's never danced. I guess the whole time they've been together. So it was interesting, but it was cute, interesting pace. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about, I want to go into Ron Gibson. Let's get that out the way over Bishop Ross Gibson and First Lady Gibson as well. Now, I wanted to bring up the issue because they're supposed to be leaving, I think, for the Dominican Republic or somewhere along the lines, so they won't be able to attend Diedrich's Diedrich's wedding, official wedding. They have to go. They really wish they could go as well. But I do want to say this. I noticed that I wanted to point out. Hopefully, his sister. I think her name's Laverne. I forgot what his sister name is. But when they show her, when we went to go visit her, where she's in wherever the rehabilitation therapy place that she's at, I seen this beauty and radiance about her. And when she sat down, she admitted, of course, you could see it on her face that she's getting better and stuff like that. And but God, hope we could keep her in her prayers that she's able to, to fight this, battle because that is, very hard for people to get off addictions. Let's be real. And then some people be on several years and relapse still. They've been good, sober, clean. 18. I heard stories about that before. And we all know people in our family, at least one or two, who may be struggling with addiction. And, media going far. And so she was saying about the thing is now we all know even Bishop Ginson had fighting his demons when he was addicted to PCP, I think in his late teens when he was into the gangs. And his sister is kind of like, she's been bound, I guess, this on and off for like maybe 30 or 20 something, 20 plus something years. And she's basically like, how did you were able to get, do this? She kind of like just wonder why, because I think this is when Bishop Gibson already wants to be set up when she gets out of there to go to church. And you gotta take it baby steps because because as soon as you heard the word church, you can see that smile kind of like freeze a little bit. Because she's just like, all I want to do, I just don't understand why it worked for me, it did work for you, but not for me. And I've been struggling all these years and I always wonder why. But again, Vicky was praying for her and stuff like that, and we all have our times, it's been a time why, I, of course, it says, I had to especially ask that why around that time because, that talking about faith being tested, but thank God, I survived all that. But, we all have points like why, most of us, why this person, not about saying about jealousy thing, but it's kind of like, like I've done this positive, I've done this here, but why am I going through this situation? This person's not going through the situation. You just question sometimes why, life questions sometimes. And the thing is, like, hopefully or willing, her story now is meant for her and a message to get herself together and, for children, I was say grandchildren. And, just pray for progress and I hope that she's able to, I hope that they do, like, come back with the same series that we get follow up thing. I hope keep her in our prayers that, she will, get through the fight with this demon and just say, get away behind you, Satan. So, anyways, we go to the scene. This is one thing I want to bring up before I bring up the Diedrich situation because that kind of was. Let's talk about Chain and Chainies. Now, I actually liked him at first, even though that Mr. I think it was Pastor. I don't want to get the names wrong because it's been so long. It's been a minute since I think it's Pastor Chaney, right? Or is it? I think it is Pastor Chaney and his first lady, Misha. I don't miss her first lady, Chaney too. And I actually liked them, even though they just threw me off of being sanctified and sexual. At first, it made it seem like, you can praise the Lord, even though they kind of shocked me when they first see Pastor Chaney Wayne saying that. But it turned out, to me personally, that Pastor Wayne seemed to be the cool one, or he wasn't as conservative. He wasn't actually a judgmental person. And his wife turned out to be the more just judgmental person. And like for example, we all know about the tattoo situation. And now, and other stuff. And now when they were talking with Dominique, it was Dominique, I think, I forgot who had that little session. This time, of course, I don't think it was the Red Divine. You had Christine was there. I think First Lady Gibson was there. I know Dominique was there, and I think Fern Lacey Chain there. I know it was it was just those four. And Dominique is trying to get advice about how to keep his stuff together, add spice in the life, or how do y'all get along out of the church or something like that. She was saying it is an indirect way of saying, how to spice things up without seeming inappropriate, right? And of course, and she was bringing about the thing about, we all know Minister Dietrich's parents, kind of like, branding her with the Scarlet Letter, okay? Even though, we know Scarlet Letter was the woman who cheated on the husband situation or whatever in their terms. But as far as that, they branded her with the Jezebel, J on top of this on the forehead. Um, she just was kind of admitting about, dealing with how they kind of felt uncomfortable or, around her, and especially the situation. And, she didn't really go into it. Of course, First Lady Cheney decides to say, what, because you had a child, a wedlock, or something along the lines. There, the other two ladies just in there, this is some good salad. Like, I like their potatoes. They just didn't want to say anything. But again, it was like some personally, I feel like some indirect stab, and, you know, like I said, I'm about to get into her in a minute because I think also too, she has this performance that they were to perform like the praise festival in the area, and she has more creative control, of course, because now she's the assistant executive pastor, something like that, something like that. And like I said, when they were talking about, I know this is off subject, but I know when they were talking about the frequency, she's talking about, instead of just saying the word sex, the frequency, craters in the moon, okay, if you want to make a homemade volcano explode, you put vinegar, baking soda, and explodes out the volcano is a good way to get it started. I mean, that's what she was just like off the subject, they're just saying sex. She just made it seem like, give it to as many times as the one. And it seems like in a minute you felt like, she seemed more free, and here she's talking now, it's just like, she's sitting in the corner somewhere, okay? Or as Jamil TV said, it does kind of remind about the Jamil TV. Shout out to her that actually originally said that. So, anyways, they're talking about it, and here I kind of, we see why the First Lady Gibson liked to smile so much, because she just said it with the light, because, without the big hat, church lady hat on her head, she's like, oh, we always, we liked it too in many places. I mean, it took a while for them to say the words. I think Dominique still had to be one to say. And Christina Regular, her husband is not seven. She has to keep out her husband not 17 anymore. So I guess they be having long sessions of tender relations. I'm just saying, So another highlight scene with them. Like I said, with the First Lady Cheney, she's actually a gospel singer. I don't know if she's ever honestly had. I know she's been singing since she was a child. That's one of her goals. I don't know if she has any albums out, or she's been, like guest stars or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I've heard a couple gospel, songs and stuff like that, but I haven't heard her. But I'm not like, honestly, keep it real with y'all. I don't really listen to gospel music as like the first music I listen to all the time. I'm just keeping it real. But at the same time, she may have some albums. I don't know. So I mean, we have now. I know this now. When she's at the thing, they had to have a test of sound and stuff. For Pastor Cheney's thinking that he's gonna might have to reduce his message, and First Lady Cheney, it's like, no, you can't reduce the message and stuff. You know what I mean? And so she there to get the sound, but of course, I think it was like an hour or something delayed and stuff like that, right? She performs, and his car Shay. It turned out that was Shay. Now, for some reason, I don't know why they didn't do this, but for some reason, they refused to give her a credit under her name. And like I said, I recognized that was Brandy's best friend. I don't know if they're still best friends, but that was Brandy Norwood's, singer, actress, whatever. Not to say whatever to her stuff, but I'm saying singer, actress, Brandy's best friend, because that's which they used to have that R&B, whatever show that Brandy and them had a couple years ago, and we were introduced to Shay. So Shay, decides to tell after she does perform, because she does this with her legs or something like that, kind of like a twerk twist. And she calls it Jesus twerk. I don't know if Lady Cheney has heard that term before, even what twerk really means. It means moving booty butt cheeks, okay, in emotion. Okay, you're doing this. Lower body's moving. That is gyrating, okay? So for her to be sitting up here and talking about this certain stuff, like I said, the Jesus twerk, and she just did this. And I didn't think that it was anything that had to do with twerking in any shape format. And I was kind of questioning about, well, why did she put Jesus in twerk? Okay, never mind. I honestly thought this was a combination. If y'all remember seeing Jackson 5 and seeing their old performances, and at the end, stop the left, then here go Jermaine Petito, here go Jackson, MJ in the front, I'm just doing the legs. Y'all work with me here. I would have put the music in the background, but it's copyright issues. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the first thing I thought she was doing her legs. She was inspired by the Jackson 5s, and when they did the Stop the Legs, Sadie Baby on song, and that's what I thought about she was doing her legs. So just I didn't see no twerking. Okay, next thing. But I mean, they didn't really. I didn't get a chance to hear the song, but she did. I gotta give her credit. She does have a lovely voice. And I want to point this out with her, Miss First Lady Shady. For you to be, I hate when people or strongly dislike sit here and just because you got people who are in the church and you know what I'm saying, and they sit here, they follow the Bible, but it's just sitting here like, don't think because you're in this position that gives you the right to talk down about people. I don't know if she was always like that, but it may be the reason why Sister Patterson, that was sitting rigidly there with the board members, was shaded. Also didn't get no credit, nobody there, was probably saying to Sister Pearl, I told you this heifer. I mean, I knew that she was gonna act a fool when she getting off. Us, praise us, Jesus, help us all. Okay, I'm just saying, literally, this behavior we're starting to see of her. Maybe if they have the season 2, maybe we'll see more of her and see like maybe the backdrop of it. Pardon me. But I want to point out, here go the church finger. First of all, for her to be judgmental and kind of making this talk about, you might as well just flat out say that Dominique was loose. We all know about the party, about the flame, did she go? I don't think she. I know she didn't go to that party with those flaming sex toys, literally, because they were almost on fire at JJ's restaurant. Okay, so, anyways, I know that I'll talk about that a little bit further on, because I mean I know Vishnu was talking about maybe that's why there was this fire that occurred because of those dildos or something he said along the lines. I mean, I ain't talking about rumors and stuff, but ain't some rumors also. I mean, they were saying like he has a child, he's dating Lisa Ray and other females and stuff like that. And then I'm like I said, wash my hands. But anyways, let's get back to First Lady Shani, and this is why it's sad when people sit here and judge other folks regardless of what religion and everything. And I know just pardon me, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I like to point out a few things that she should be quick not to say about anybody. Now, I noticed when she was preparing the festival, she wore a dress and even shorts above the knees. Skin is showing. You know what I'm saying? She don't want no one to judge her about that. I noticed in the confessionals, not at first, but it seemed that her shirt here, I thought was a little dolly, that little thing that comes up. I could see skin. Peekaboo, cleavage, we see you. Okay? But you're quick to judge somebody else. But we see this. Okay? I'm just saying, I didn't originally see that at first, and then I noticed, like, wait a minute, is that open? Does it go past here? This is when the line starts splitting? Is it right here? Yeah, we see. Here's another thing, if anybody noticed. On the day of Diedrich's, Miniature Diedrich's wedding, when they're talking about deciding where they want to go, all this other stuff, blah, 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 going that conversation, did y'all notice? The closet doors were mirrors. And the reason I want to point that out is, I seriously doubt that those mirrors are putting her just because they looked it pretty. Just because we like taking family, I want to make sure my clothes are straight. And I got a mirror here, convenience. And we like taking a lot of selfies. And I'll let y'all figure it out. Okay? I'm just saying. Somebody might judge you about those mirrors. Because you know what I'm saying? The angle they weren't like they right, and you see here, you turn to your right, and you can see yourself in the bed. Okay, y'all, we're gonna leave that alone, but I just want to point out those few things. Don't judge, please. Just positivity, Lord, but you don't have to sit here and just judge here. That's all I have to say. It just is. I liked her in the beginning, whatever. So we're gonna go down to this Diedrich situation. Did y'all notice? And I noticed the thing. Diedrich, when he knew his family was coming, especially his parents, him and Dominique are talking. I noticed usually Diedrich, Minister Diedrich, when he wears a hat, it's always like it kind of Bruno Mars inspired, or back in the the hats that he wears. Okay, I mean, I know that has been out a long time. I just forgot what to say. Okay, as far as other things, tongue twister. So anyway, y'all, I did notice that the hat changed with the D logo on there. It's almost like he kind of knew maybe that he was going to get in some type of verbal confrontation with this, some type of confrontation, at least verbal, with his family, because we all know the family has shunned like the baby away. I don't think they've seen the baby at least once, or what. I mean, maybe they've seen him once after born, but they really haven't too much been bothered with her because they feel like the Jezebel, Miss Dominique, is the reason why his marriage has, his first marriage has went down and stuff, and it's like she's at fault. So they come there and they talk and they make to fast forward and stuff like that. They go to dinner, and he finally tells that he's married, and then now he can question his dad can finally question the baby. And my whole thing is this here. I remember, I don't know if y'all know this when I told y'all originally in the early episodes around the same time this just had happened when the show premiered a little after about the Marlon Wayans incident. Winans, not Waynes. I'm sorry, my bad. Winans, and how this woman was going to this church and she was an unwed mother, and they would not question. So I don't know if he's cool with him, but that same mentality is like the child. I'm about to curse. The child is damned for something. The baby does have nothing to do with how they got here. Okay, so it's kind of like this innocent being is being branded, with a negative marking. You know what I mean? Like, that's another topic. I may not go into, but you know what I mean. So, the thing is, it kind of reminded me of Marlon Wayne's also doing the same thing. I still, honestly, to this day, have never heard any more about, was it was an apology or anything. It's just been no comment since whatever 2 something plus months ago since I mentioned that, and that was that. And so he's happy because he finally gets to tell his parents that he's married, and they all cool with it. But he knows Minister Deidre thinks that he can just, I mean, he is allowed to, I guess, minister. I don't know, like completely full minister, because we see they still minister, but maybe doesn't like able to go maybe to his father's church, or I don't know what's going on or whatever, or as far as fully be able to get back his title again that he lost once all this stuff occurred. And the thing is that his father's like, no, you need to be baptized in a certain river, and you need to be cleansed, and you're still dirt. I mean, I know I'm paraphrasing. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but it was kind of just sad to see that moment. But it just seemed weird is that I don't know if he felt or he's been scared or some stuff about it. Maybe his family obviously was very strict, and it may explain why Mr. Diedrich is always angry about every single thing. And it's sad, like if he needs, I know he went to L.A. He was actually in Detroit, and just recently I went to L.A. It's just like he might have to seek, maybe professional, because it seems like here he is, the age that he's in, and still kind of has like this anger, and that's why it's so easy for him to get angry. God opens this and his situation and in his path, and then for his family and his future child. And we're about to get into that as far as like there were a couple people who noticed about the strategically placed big purse in front of the belly. That may explain why Dominique's mom was kind of them anyway, because she already knew what the deal was. And so, we got here that the mom ends up talking to Dominique and, saying that she apologizes and then give her a chance and she's going to be the child's, like, one of them type of speeches. And, to fast forward, but like I said, Deidre's dad does end up talking to him. Mr. Deidre's dad does end up talking to them. And I think that's when the siblings come in. And he says he's very proud of him and stuff like that, actually. So that was pretty good to hear, at least, on that note. And then you got the siblings. You got Miss Blue here. I don't know, maybe she loves blue, or maybe significance of why blue is her favorite color. But she could see they were having a sing off. They could have recorded. They were pretty good. Okay, they could have sat there and did a live, jam session right then and there and sold it on iTunes for $5.99. Okay, because they were just. And I can't sing, but you know what I mean. I'm just saying that the mom made me trying. I ain't gotta try. I ain't gotta try. But I'm singing though. God bless me with these vocal cords, okay? I ain't gotta try. I mean, they were having a jam session. I really liked that. It's like I said, Mrs. Blue. I forgot her name, but I would just call her that. And she just really took the role. I mean, I hope. I mean, if she wants to be a artist, even as a side, like I said, she can go a long way if she's not already in, the music. So you got he tells his siblings about I think that they're married and stuff too, right? Mr. Dietrich, and he ends up, Zena. I think her name's Zena. The older sister was crying about it first and was upset, because he said how he felt like he couldn't come to them. Then when she started marriage, she started crying. But it is true. She just felt like, I'm your older sister. You could have came to me. Why you didn't come to us to say anything? And you do have to wonder, like, okay, did you, even though you could have tried, it's not. It's one of those situations as he kind of just shunned everybody out once he got kicked out the church, and then kind of like they pushed Dominique away, the baby away type of thing. And but I mean, it's long. I mean, and Xena also paid attention. She was saying she actually likes Dominique, so I'm just saying that I'm hopefully that their relationships are not like like bended or like messed over because of this. And I hope they ever move on as a happy they work progress. To get better. And work as a family united. So we go to the day of the wedding. We already talked about some of the bachelor party. She acting like, what is this? Like she don't know what the sex toys are. That's why it's on the baby number two. And, you kind of don't pretend like you weren't sexually active beforehand. I'm just saying. And, you have no fight. And it just went there. But, I remember the scene of they're getting prepared for the wedding. And I noticed now Dominique ain't got no makeup or nothing like that. But Mama Dominique was like, you know what? I mean, Dominique's mom was like this here. Y'all ain't gonna catch me with at least no eyeshadow on. I ain't playing that, okay? You about to, I'm at least gonna have my face ready. And they were talking about the thing is she wants, Dominique wants her mom to get along with Diedrich's mom, all of a sudden because, since she apologized or on good terms. But the thing is that you have to realize that I can understand my side. I wasn't born out wedlock, and of course I can understand her being hesitant. She just like, you're going away. I'll be cordial, but I ain't gonna sit here, and pretend like I'm gonna pretend like we all happy, happy, joy, joy and stuff, which is understandable because that's disrespecting her daughter and her grandbaby. So, and they should, because the baby was made out of wet, y'all remember. It just I can understand why Dominique's mom is the way that she is towards the whole situation. I don't blame her. So Bishop Noah was supposed to originally do the perform blessing in the ceremony, and he was supposed to be bishop that actually quote quote marries them in the ceremony, and he is stuck in traffic somewhere in Jamaica and decides to come 30 minutes at least before to get ready for the wedding or something like that. So Pastor Minister Pastor J is there and his wife, and then he, tried to talk to Dominique and everything once he was asked, because, he just usually used of like performing his, service where he does the counseling stuff beforehand. But he's like, okay, I'll do it, sister, trying to do the right thing. Or something like that. He just like, you could tell like he was excited but a little bit nervous, and he's like, what I'm going to do for Miss Duke so they can enjoy it, their day doesn't get ruined. So he used to talk to Dominique for me. You can tell Dominique is irritated because here go Didi talking about to his sister, Miss Blue, talking about some you know what? Step away from the bride for a minute. But then he tells her to tell her anyway. So what was the purpose of her stepping away? We're gonna tell this, say the same stuff you just told about Bishop No not appearing. He's somewhere in Jamaican trap somewhere. Okay, whatever it was occurring. So to make a long story short, it was a beautiful ceremony. The baby came down the aisle. The baby was questioning and everything else. And the last scene was well, of course, with Drummer, I'm glad they had to make no bet like a PayPal $5, an Amazon gift card, or anything with like the Ghetto View, Jamelia TV, and Squeaky Jones, who also were premiers. Also, I don't think Mike B had brought it up. And I think some more. And I don't think some more love brought it up either. But I'm just saying, as far as other YouTubers that I watched it that also are reviews of the show, and also YouTube over buddies, and they were a lot of them were saying like they already knew that she most likely she was pregnant. And I was like, thank goodness I did not place no bets because I'm a stupid. My pockets are lonely. So, but what I'm saying is I'm glad I didn't place no bet because as soon as the last scene, of course, they did the editing to make it seem like that Dominique's mom was gonna spaz out and throw the purse down and say I'm sick of this ish and get out of there, but already knew. And that's probably she just always looked at the Mr. G like, whatever, you're behind the cameras. You know, how long it's going? You know, they already might have lived with each other stuff. We don't know, you know what I mean? But that's my thing, you know, as far as everything covered. Oh, I did a little longer than what I thought. But I appreciate y'all who stuck by me and watched all and enjoyed my reviews here. I enjoy doing them, and you're going to see more of me. And thank God we're in it this season. So let me do this one more time. Bless the screen. So y'all take care, y'all. Shout out, like I said, it might be the Ghetto View, Majestic, some more love, Self-Esteem Queen, who also, that's how I found her, which was a blessing. I found her to do reviews. She doesn't usually do reviews. She actually does, like, she's a mentor, and she does inspirational, mentor stuff like that. So check her out as well. And she didn't review, but we connected through the Preachers LA reviews. That's a blessing. And also Jay from Up the Discussion. And oh Lord, I hope that I'm giving nobody. Please, okay. Some more love. Might be Self-Esteem Queen, Jay from Up Discussion, Majestic. Some more. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me if I forgot. But no, I hope I get it. The Ghetto View, and just I thank y'all. Y'all have a pleasant evening, wonderful night, and I definitely will see y'all in some more videos. And take care, everybody. All right.